I'm Christopher Zweig, and this week on CJ at the Movies, I review the new elevated horror film Skinamarink, the remake of House Party, which now takes place in LeBron James's house, Gerard, Butler, and Mike Colter in the action thriller Plane, and the new made-for-Hulu comedy The Drop, which is about a couple who accidentally drop a baby. Let's take a look. Our first movie is Skinamarink, an elevated horror film that cost $15,000 to make and wouldn't be able to cover the special effects artist for last week's horror hit Megan, but is still an interesting and thoroughly creepy piece from new-coming filmmaker Kyle Edward Ball. You mostly see ceilings and objects in the dark, but it is about two kids whose parents disappear, as well as the windows, doors, and some objects, and the younger brother is able to speak with some demonic voices.
In this house. In this house.
I'd be lying if I understood and could see everything in the dark, but I'm telling the truth that Skinamarink reminded me in a way of how Paranormal Activity reinvented the found footage horror film genre. This isn't a found footage film, but these little things are taking their time to take us to the real terrors of this movie. IFC Midnight, which helps distribute this film, should help give Kyle Edward Ball a boost if he wants to push himself to new limits. For now, let's see where these shots of objects and ceilings take us. Our next movie is House Party, the remake of one of the most popular 90s movies that starred Kid and Play and the late Robin Harris. This time the new youngsters are played by Jacob Latimore and Tosin Cole as would-be party promoters and house cleaners, who both immediately lose their jobs, but find a silver lining when it turns out that the last house they've cleaned belongs to none other than LeBron James.
We in LeBron's house.
LeBron who? James!
Hey there.
Go!
You are one handsome motherfucker.
He got a hologram of himself just to give him compliments?
You handled the decision to go to Miami perfectly.
Nah, that's cap.
And since he's on a meditation retreat, Latimore and Cole both decide to host the party of all parties at LeBron's mansion with some of the biggest names in attendance and an expensive cover charge enough to set these boys for life.
Looks like we up out to the house.
Hi, I see you there. How are you?
It's a white man.
Oh shit! You're going to jail, Kim.
Hi, I'm Peter. Is LeBron home? By the way, Black Lives Matter.
They do.
I posted 2 squares on my Instagram. Respect.
The first 40 minutes of this house party are laugh-out-loud funny in the ways these boys discover the magic LeBron's house has to offer, but the rest gets boring as we enter the party, which has to feature damages and a stoned koala. Now, what wouldn't be a raunchy comedy without a stoned animal? You need to see the original 90s film to see what it truly represents instead of seeing this missed opportunity. This remake isn't all that. Next up we have Plane, which stars Gerard Butler as a commercial pilot and Mike Colter as a criminal who both have to share the same flight from Singapore, but a storm sends the plane crash landing in dangerous territory.
Listen, keep everybody in their seats, no exceptions, all right?
Getting everyone to have their seatbelts securely fastened!
Mayday, mayday. Trailblazer 119, we are dark. Is anyone near guard, damn it? We're gonna hit.
Now once their plane lands somewhere in the Philippines, they struggle to make contact with the rescue team, and to make matters worse, the passengers and crew now become threatened by anti-government militias. That's when Butler and Colter have to team up to save them.
I have a daughter, and I have every intention of making it home. Ah! They're gonna come at us with everything they've got.
We're getting off this island.
Plane isn't a masterpiece in terms of its story and cliches, but it's not dumb and it's not boring. It's actually a fun ride that rips off better movies and uses Butler and Colter as leading men who know when to thrive on the dangers they face. I may complain that teleportation devices have yet to be invented, which is why I have to deal with traffic jams and layovers, but I still think Plane is a fun ride. Don't go for the story, just go for the action, campy dialogue, and 2 leads. And our last movie is The Drop, a made-for-Hulu comedy that stars Jermaine Fowler and Anna Kunkle as a couple planning to have a baby, but just as they arrive in Mexico for a wedding, Kunkle accidentally drops the baby of the betrothed, and now things have spun out of control.
She's okay. Oh, she is very resilient. Babies are.
How common is it for someone to drop a baby?
That's a white people thing. Black people don't drop babies.
The cast also includes Umkar Ambakar and Jillian Bell, who were both much better in Brittany Runs a Marathon than this, as they're among the characters you wish were on that cruise in Triangle of Sadness, or even that plane Gerard Butler was flying, but at least Fowler has the good sense to use his words.
The only thing I've ever cared about was starting a family together, and you went and dropped it on the concrete!
If If you ask me if I saw The Drop, I hope you're asking me about James Gandolfini's final masterpiece instead of this, because that was an instant classic, whereas this one is mean and boring. You don't care what happens to these characters, and you know these actors can do better than succumb to the depression presented here, so skip it. Okay, recapping the new movies I reviewed this week: thumbs up for Skinamarink, thumbs down for House Party, thumbs up for Plane, and thumbs down for The Drop. I'm Christopher Zweig, stay safe, and I'll see you at the movies. For more amazing content, please like and subscribe to my channels, and please read my reviews at cjatthemovies.com and download the new HD Radio app.